I've made over 1,100 videos about hi-fi equipment, listened to more gear than I would really like to admit, and most of it is not here anymore. But a few things have stayed. In fact, I was thinking about this all wrong. And if you've never thought about what really makes gear special, you might walk away from this thing with a bit of a different attitude. Or you're just going to be mad that your $5,000 speaker wasn't included on the list. If you want to support the channel, you should support the sponsors that support my channel. And Incogni is a longtime supporter of the Cheap Audio Man channel. Your data is exposed everywhere. Just Google yourself and see where your phone number shows up, your address, and Incogni tracks down those data broker sites and they send an official request to have you removed. Incogni now has a new feature called custom removals, which means if you Google yourself and you find yourself on a website, you can send them the link to that website and they will do their best to get it removed. I'm on whitepages.com and guess what? I want myself removed. So go to incogni.com/cheapaudioman and use the code cheapaudioman and you will get 60% off when you sign up for an annual plan. By having Incogni remove your information, you reduce your risk of getting exposed to scams. It's super easy to get started with Incogni. You just go to incogni.com/cheapaudioman and create an account. Then you authorize Incogni to act on your behalf and Incogni goes to work. After you've signed up for Incogni, they give you a dashboard and you can see how many requests have been sent out, how many places have actually removed your information. People have had loans taken out in their name. Data brokers also sell bulk data and it's categorized by vulnerable groups. And guess what? If you accidentally cut somebody off in traffic, they can take your license plate number and figure out who you are. So don't wait, protect yourself today. Go to incogni.com/cheapaudioman and use the code cheapaudioman and get 60% off when you sign up for an annual plan. Thank you Incogni for sponsoring today's video. When I started this, I thought it was all about the sound. The best product equals the best sound. But personally, for me, I was thinking about this thing all wrong. But there was certain gear that just resonated with me, no pun intended, and I didn't always know why, because there's other stuff that I think sounded better. So I had to do a little bit of self-reflection, and I think I finally got it figured out. And if you watch this video till the very end, you may find out if you are sacrificing emotional fulfillment on the altar of sound quality. Or you may just, hey, say, you're full of crap, Randy, and you're overthinking this whole thing. Number 1, the Advanced Paris A10 Classic, coming in at $2,500, which incidentally is on sale. That's the original price, so it's marked down $500 right now. Performance, it sounds great. It has a Class A bias. It has a tube front end. Very clean, very dynamic. I was really surprised, however, what this piece taught me. It has all the options that you'd want, but in a dark room, it's absolutely stunning. It looks like a Blade Runner billboard to me. There's nothing like actually listening to music in a dark room, seeing the power meters, the blue, the glowing tubes. It's addictive. The lesson that I learned is I'd rather have something that's visually stimulating that I would just want to have on in the background anyway, even if I wasn't listening to music, rather than something that sounded perfect. The Fluence RT85 turntable comes in at $550. It's gone up $50, but it's still a bargain. It basically destroys all of the competition at its price. And the included cartridge is an Ortofon 2M Blue, which in my opinion is the best budget cartridge that you can get. Which is kind of insane when you look at other companies' turntables that include the 2M Blue, which are usually 2 to 3 times more expensive. Looks decent, not flashy, not ugly, just a solid turntable. But here's what it taught me. Unless you want something that's truly unique, like in my case, the Project Metallica Limited Edition turntable, or something from Michelle, this is it. This is the epitome of price to performance, and I think a product like this is literally the reason why we even have the concept of diminishing returns. The Weem Ultra comes in at $330, but there's usually a coupon. There's one right now. It's $30 off, so 10% off. Performance, at its price, it is absolutely unmatched. It's got DSP, it has a touch screen, and it actually looks really good. It's basically a streaming preamp. What the Weem Ultra taught me is that there's still hi-fi disruptors out there. There can be a company that kicks in the front door of the hi-fi establishment and completely redefines what performance and value can be. And in my experience, this is kind of like a once in, I don't know, maybe every 10 or 15 year type of company, because Weem kind of wrote the playbook. The Emotiva XB2 comes in at $550. A lot of the times though, Emotiva is having like a 20% off sale. Generally speaking, there's something going that you can get these cheaper. Performance, if clarity is what you want, there is nothing that comes even remotely close to the XB2s at the price. Looks, love it or hate it. It comes in any color as long as it's black and it looks like it's from the 1980s future. Here's what it taught me though, that I'm a clarity fanatic, and it really taught me what my true preference in music is as far as sound signature. Every speaker I listen to, pretty much I compare it either consciously or subconsciously to an Emotiva speaker. And I always ask myself the same question is there more clarity there? How is this speaker rendering out the details? But more importantly, it taught me what my preference is. And your preference may not be clarity. It may be warmth. It may be mid-range accuracy. I don't know. But if there's a speaker out there that has taught you what your true sonic happy place is, please put it in the comments and tell me why. The Gishelli Labs J3 comes in about $560, $570 depending upon how you spec it. You can get a wood case, you can spec out different op amps, price goes up. Performance, in my opinion, it's next level. With the AKM 4499 chipset, you get dynamics, you get bass control, you get a huge soundstage. I like original. Of course, I like something to sound really good. But more importantly, I also like a story behind a product. And the Gishelli Lab story is an awesome one. Handmade in Florida by a family, and a multi-generational family, all working on this. Grandpa Joe makes the cases, the wood cases. Gino designs it. I love his story too, about kind of having to design things out of necessity because he didn't have a ton of money. So that philosophy is pulled through with the way that they make products. But when you combine all that, small operation, built in America, by a family, with a story behind the product, and it's unique, perfect combination for me. I love this piece. The Q Acoustics 5040 floor standing speaker comes in about $1,500 a pair, comes in a bunch of different colors. Performance, I think it's fantastic. I think the mid-range has just a touch of warmth and it makes everything that I listen to sound more realistic. Looks, this is the real magic maker for me. Curved edges, beautiful, kind of simplistic design, and it just kind of blends into the room. But here's the crazy thing. Even if I loved a speaker's sound, but I didn't think my family liked how it looks, I couldn't really enjoy that speaker. My opinion mattered, my ears mattered, but what really allowed me to enjoy a speaker is if my family liked it. And not really the sound, but how it integrated into the room. It was kind of just like I was allowed to enjoy it. I'm just lucky that this thing sounds amazing too. The Unico Primo integrated amplifier from Unison Research comes in at $2,300, and I think that includes the phono preamp. Performance, I think it's next level. A little bit warm, but it's got a ton of current and can drive really hard to drive speakers. Build quality is outstanding. Looks, you may love it, you may hate it. It's pretty boring when you compare it to a similarly priced Advanced Paris A10 Classic. However, what the Unison Research Unico Primo taught me is I love a story about how the product was created. I love to be able to see where it was made. But I also love a face to the product, a family behind the product, not just a faceless company. But when there's a real person associated with a product, I have this strange association now. I can't look at the Unico Primo and not think of the family that makes them. So what it taught me is everything equal, performance-wise, I'm choosing a product that has a story behind it and it has a real person behind it. Before I wrap this up, there's a few high-value products that are just too much fun not to include. The Fozzy ZA3, great price, cool little look. You can run them in mono. They're like $150 a piece. They can grow with you. You can do op amp swaps. Duke Audio speaker switcher, the one with the power VU meters. It's just fun. It's usable too. I actually use it to compare speakers, but I just love looking at it. And I think that's really important. The TIAC, what I would call the heritage CD player and cassette player combo. It's literally like what they made 20 years ago, even down to the 90s remote. The coolest thing is that it's new. There's a warranty associated with it. It doesn't sound the best. There's other CD players out there that sound better. But there's something about this product when it's in my rack. This thing's about $500. When it's in my rack, I use it because it, I don't know, reminds me of a bygone era. And it even makes me gasp. Listen to cassettes occasionally. So here's all the lessons that I've learned. The Advanced Paris showed me that looks matter. The Fluence proved that diminishing returns is a real thing. The Weem Ultra taught me that there's companies that can come out of nowhere and absolutely just rewrite the rules. Gishelli Labs J3 showed me that I love quirky, simple gear that has a story behind it. The Unico Primo showed me that I connect more with the people behind a product than I do a faceless company. The Q Acoustics 5040 showed me that my family's opinions really matter when it comes to me being able to truly enjoy a piece. What this really showed me is that the most expensive gear isn't always the one that I enjoy the most. It's about the meaning I place on the gear. It's about what that gear represents to me. What is important to you? Why do you truly love a piece? Is it just about the sound, or is it about some type of meaning that you have placed on it? Whatever that reason is though, just binge listen. By the way, these are new wallets. You know, the little minimalist ones where you put your cards into them? I made this one. It's super cool. The link will be in the description. On the front, it reminds you to binge listen, and on the back, it reminds you to fill your soul with happiness. Every time you pull out your wallet, you can be reminded to binge listen. Plus, it's really cool. If you got anything out of this, maybe share it with a friend, like this video, subscribe if you're not, and thank you so much for watching.